so I remember one time he was ministering. It was, during the altar service, and he was praying for someone. And she was heavily endowed. She more than me. You know what I'm saying? It was the more than me syndrome. I just tell it all, don't I? But I remember feeling, and she was just like, oh God, and he was feeling that compassion. Just he had his hand on her head and praying with her, and then he, it was out in front of everybody. And I was sitting at the piano going, it was during altar service.
That Jesus
hitting that a little harder. My spirit wasn't right. And so she was just crying and going on, and he was, praying with her. Well, that night, now see, when we first got married, we had a twin-size bed and a dresser that we had gotten a dresser from an auction. Okay. Like a $30 dresser. It was an antique, but we didn't have anything really.
Sure, yeah.
And so once again, we had a twin-size bed, so we knew what it was like when they say sleep like spoons. It was not an option for us. If you didn't, you were going to fall off that bed. So I can remember, I just wanted to talk to him about that and tell him, Rick, I think you spent a little too much time praying for her. Because see, I was starving for a little extra attention. And so, you know what? He thought it was ridiculous, and he just turned over, in the bed. Yeah. And of course, I turned over. We weren't sleeping like spoons anymore. And I could just feel that jealousy welling up inside of me. And it was, listen, it was in the dead of winter, 20 degrees outside, icing. I mean, it was sleeting. And it was probably an inch of ice already on the ground, because it had just a week of winter, hard winter, harsh winter. And so I remember, I just thought, okay, I'm just going to show him. He's just shutting me out, and he's not listening to me. He's not even talking about it. He's not reasoning. And so I got up out of the bed, and I went into the guest room, and that only had, one dresser in it. And so I had a big old fuzzy house coat. And listen, I was making my mind. I loved me. I wasn't going to freeze to death either. So I put on that fuzzy house coat.
This is fun.
And I had put boots on, and I had I had pajamas on, but I just double layered everything, And then he had bought me, the first year we were dating, he bought me this great big white furry coat that had a big hood and everything. I looked like a polar bear. So then I had this long blue house coat on, and I got this big white fuzzy coat. And I leave the house. I shut the door, slammed the door. I mean, I was making sure, because he was sound asleep, I was making sure that
you gotta wake him up.
Felt me get up, and he heard me shut that door. Yeah. And so I went to the backyard.
You gotta make all this count. He needs to wake up.
It's not gonna work if he does.
Yeah, that's right. So I remember I was just so mad and immature, really, and so I was going to see if he would come and rescue me, see if he really cared. And so I was at the neighbor's house, and it was like in their not at their house, but I was in the backyard. It was just kind of joined with ours, and it was just kind of back in an area where you could
hiding out.
Yeah, just hiding. And so I was just crying and just frustrated. We were probably married maybe 2 months. And so all of a sudden, I heard these cowboy boots come tromping down the road, and I was like, oh, yeah. He was pursuing me. But then I saw a car, and it was my mom, and I was like, oh, no, this is not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all.
She's not supposed to be here.
No, don't get them involved, by all means, in my little pity party thing. And so I didn't want anybody coming to my pity party except him.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I'm thinking, oh, shoot, I didn't want Mom involved. Now, I mean, it's late at night. So then I'm on the outlook, I'm seeing what's happening. Well, she comes to the house, and they're both inside the house, and Rick's already gone out looking for me, and I'm stubborn. I was stubborn as
So he called her.
He went down. He either walked, and he thought maybe I was at their house. That I went home to Mom and Dad, Okay.
Oh,
and I had so much pride, I wasn't about to go home,
Yeah.
And so So anyway, so he's in the house with Mom, and so now I'm getting up and I am freezing, like it's crazy freezing, and it's like to where you would freeze to death. It was that cold, and it was warnings out. You know, like if you don't be out in the highway. It was frigid. Yeah. And so I remember, and I was peeking in the window, and I was right. Listen, I wasn't going to die. I liked me too much again, and so I heard them talking, and Rick said, I don't know where, I've looked all over, I don't know where she's at. I guess we're going to have to call the police. And I thought, oh, no, I don't want it to go that far. And so he was I remember he was about to walk out of the house, and I thought, okay, Debbie, you've taken this way too far. And so as soon as he opened the door, I was standing there, and he like collapsed. He was just, because he thought I was out there frozen somewhere. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how long it had been, but it had been quite a while. And so he grabbed me and picked me up. Another one. Yeah. He grabbed me and picked me up, and and I was just keeping stern. I wasn't like.
Well, yeah, you can't give in.
No.
yet.
No. I would just keep it. Yeah. No. And so he picked me up, and he just held me there, and he said, "I am sorry." And of course, then finally, well, I'm sorry too. And of course, my mom's all happy because we've made up.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that night, that's just what I wanted. I just wanted, I wanted him to talk to me. I wanted some attention. I wanted to be heard. But I let jealousy get the best of me and pride. But anyway, so that night, of course, in bed, he is hanging on to me the rest of the night. I'm thinking, this is what I wanted all along. But anyway, that was my craze of jealousy. Yeah. And, I'm sure at different times in my life, the Lord has allowed me to feel, it's the more than me syndrome. Mm-hmm. And it's through comparing yourself with others.
That's what it is.
Like what you saw? Make sure to comment and like below. Hit that subscribe button for more content uploaded weekly.